Discord. Hello, everybody. Today, we are doing some announcements before the show, as always. I'm trying my best not to say the forbidden word, because I don't know about y'all, but that shit has been pissing me off. It's called a breath. It's called a mental break. That's okay. Here we are. The first announcement that I would like to make for today is we have a Discord server up. I'm going to be posting that link in the description below, starting this episode. I just said again. God damn it. I guess I can never say it. It's not like I can never say I just need to chill out a little bit with it. But if you sign up for that Discord, you're going to get announcements, sneak peeks, all that shit. You're going to know everything before everyone else. So if you want that kind of extra scoop, Discord server is the place for you. Besides that, as always, we have Patreon. That is $5 a month up. Otherwise, you can just, I'm pretty sure you can just donate any amount. So if all you guys 50 cents, you're like, I want my last 50 cents to go to the McAllister hours, you are able to do that. So, without further ado, let's get to the solo episode. Hello, everybody. You are watching /listening to the McAllister Hours, as always, and I am your host, as always, Colin McAllister. And we have a solo episode today. For those of you who had missed that, it's been like 2 fucking weeks since I've done a podcast. Holy shit. Well, that's not true. I did like, it wasn't even a podcast, it was like a therapy session. It was like just half hour of me just screaming into a microphone in front of a camera, and I thought about it later, I'm like, this is fucking terrible content. So I'm emulating that same setup here today. I have 2 LED colored lamps on either side of me, giving me a interesting aurora. So for those of you who are watching can see that, obviously. I'm saying again. Holy shit. I need to stop that crap. If there do any of you have like those ticks? Maybe not even a tick. Just that, yeah, I mean, I guess that's a good way to put it. Like a tick. You have those parts of you that are just natural. Like I bite my hangnails and my fucking loose skin. It's disgusting. It's like childish, toddler-like behavior almost, but alas, here we are. And we are we are on the evening of Father's Day. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't usually like make a huge deal out of Father's Day. But this one was a little different. I don't know. Not really. Just where I'm at in life in general has been very different. Not like, I guess what I'm saying is Father's Day isn't really, like, for me, I'm not a father, so it's not a day where I can, like, reflect. I mean, I do just because I'm fucking weird, but what I wanted to do today is I wanted to talk about, I don't want to go into specifics. I want to give his name. He does have a position that, I don't know. Let me just put, he has a position where he may not necessarily be wanting to associate with me and like the type of content we talk about on this channel. So, out of that respect, I'm going to not put him in the picture in that light. And I'm going to be very vague and general. I'm going to try to be as vague and general as possible because I really don't want to make this about... Not that it matters, probably, but I don't want to make this about that. So, yeah, my father. It's interesting. I don't really know how to start this shit. to be honest. Besides the fact I'm fucking out of practice. Holy shit. It's been 2 fucking weeks. 2 fucking weeks. So my father was born in 68. He was born somewhere in California. And I'm going to make this description of him very brief because I'm not a fucking historian. I don't know how much of it is right and how much of it is just what I've diluted my head to tell the story to be. So I'm not really sure. But he grew up like all over the fucking place. And this is the thing I've always really kind of admired. One of the things I've really admired about my father. Maybe he doesn't. I don't think this is something maybe that he is super fond of his childhood, whether he's willing to admit that or not. But I mean, it's experience. This man grew up like all over the country, essentially. He grew up in the Midwest. He grew up in, East Coast. He moved around a lot. So, I think that makes somebody a person that does a lot. Yeah. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. So he grew up in a lower income home, I would say. I think that's a fair statement. He wasn't dirt poor, but very different growing up to how I grew up, which was very privileged with a lot of things I got. As much as I hate saying that word these days, I'm not gonna lie. But no, he's a good guy. Was a good. Oh my god, like he's fucking dead. No, my father's still alive. I talked to him this morning. He's doing fine. He's doing well. It's interesting. It's interesting thinking about where he's come, what he's done. The thing I will say about my father is he works in law, and he's had certain positions. Because I don't want to give specifics, because I mean, if I even tell that aspect, people could look him up I don't want to do that. I don't want people to. If people know me, it will be obvious. But that's about all I want it to be. At this time, anyways. There's a lot of blank space here. It's hard to put the words together. So, we can talk about this with my father. So when I was about 8, no, it was later than that. I'm full of shit. It would have been really early teen. No, maybe. Fuck, I can't remember. It must have been really early. Maybe like 11, 12. Fuck, I can't remember what year that was. He ran for an elected position that was significant in the area that I grew up in. That's all I'm going to say. And I remember there was it was just insanity. And this is something that I've always appreciated about my father. Is that he saw something that was wrong that was happening. He took a stand against it. I don't think many people could do that. Not only did he take a stand against it, so his boss had an elected position, and he worked directly beneath her. And he had known and heard and kind of just realized that she just was not doing a good job in her position. Not even anything, any ill directed towards her. However, not to get political here, but this woman uncannily reminds me of what I would imagine Hillary Clinton is. When I met her in person, when I shook her hand and everything, because the opposing, we met. That always happens. That's part of the whole thing, you know. Politics is a fickle bitch. I just saw someone. Anyways, yeah, but this woman just maybe that's why I didn't like Hillary Clinton. But like, just comparing the two were very similar in their mannerisms and like how they just conducted themselves, how they presented themselves. Like, just this bitch was like just straight up Hillary Clinton, pretty much, like on a small government scale. And but however, unlike Hillary Clinton, who arguably did know about government, and did, you know, despite how you might agree with her, did probably more in government than the current president is capable of doing in a. Okay, we're not gonna get into that. Fuck that. But regardless, this was an interesting time to be in this position. So essentially, what happened is he went up to her one day when he was working, and he just told her, "I don't think you're doing a good job. I'm going to run against you next election season process, and I'm going to beat you." He said that. Or that's what was said. I can imagine he was probably very flustered in a kind of a state of panic. And she fired him on the spot. Period. Just done. And he came home. He went home, and kind of his comical self just went right off the bat. They got fired. As you know, he got home. He was home early, and you know the kids were like, you know, me and my sisters had got, you know, get home from school in the afternoon before he would get home. Yeah, that was interesting times. So he ran against her, kicked her ass. Won like, I could be full of shit. I probably am full of shit, but I want to say he won about 70% of the vote in that area, that certain area that he was getting voted for, in the certain thing that I'm not going to talk about. But he did that. He took he took this thing that seemed impossible, this obstacle, if you will, and he made it what he wanted it to be. He morphed his own reality. He literally created this thing for himself. And his entire career now, I mean, it would not have been possible without that moment. I mean, without him, really. I was thinking about this today. It's odd because I grew up having grown up in as conservative of an environment as I did. It was almost a really progressive move on his part to go against a superior like that. It's really interesting. But yeah, he's an interesting and complex man. I find myself thinking about him quite a bit. Quite a bit the last year as I went through divorce and kind of feel like unraveling a new stage in my life, becoming more of an adult. I think it's natural for a man to kind of think of his father, kind of think where his father was at, even maybe previous generations where his father was at, or maybe his brothers were at. Maybe that's sexist. I don't know. That's not sexist. I mean, I think about that where women have been too, my family, but I think there's something. So there's something with like being a guy. I guess I don't know. It's curious. It's very curious. It's very curious everything going on. But I love my dad. He's a great guy. Like I said, I talked to him today. We talked for a few minutes. We have a pretty good relationship now. I'll be honest, it wasn't tight for a hot minute. With either my parents probably. And I don't know how much of that was my fault, how much of that was theirs, how much was whatever else. It doesn't really matter in my mind. It's not really something I think about anymore. Honestly, I kind of moved past it. There are certain things, I'm not going to talk about that. There are things that happen in the present, and that's that. But I mean, that in terms of whatever might have happened when I'm over it. I'm my own person. Thank you all for hanging in with me. Those of you who are still listening at this point, it's nice to know that y'all are still listening. I hope everybody's having a good time. Well, as good of a time as you can be. These continue to be crazy, stressful times. It seems like every election year, shit happens. I think 2020, every 4 years from now, we just need to start bracing ourselves. We need to just prepare. That's the thing. Everybody's preparing for these elections. They need to have the mental health professionals fucking trying to get their shit figured out. Say, listen, people, come on. Let's get your shit figured out. Let's have suicide prevention people set up, safe spaces or whatever, mental health spaces, I suppose. Be like, yo, we need to get people in school now, because in 4 years we're gonna need a fuck ton of therapists. People are gonna be losing their minds. We're not gonna talk about that. I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen in 4 years. It's probably not gonna be good either way. It never is. Apparently. A disenfranchised generation. Take another sip of my coffee as I sit here and meditate. Think about stories of my father. Ooh, I got one. I don't know if it's a very good or long or quick one. I guess I'm trying to think of isolated stories between me and my father. Or not between, yeah. Between with. I cannot remember. I want to say it would have been 2012? Would have been 2011 or 2012. I want to say. I could be full of shit, but I want to say it was that year. And U2 was playing in Minnesota. I believe it was Minneapolis. I believe it was at the Minneapolis State, whatever school that is. I believe it was at that stadium. And that was obviously before it was reduced to rubble or whatever. Whatever the state is now. Like I've said previously, I've tried to stay out of that as much as I can just to maintain my sanity. But so me and my father went to Minneapolis to go see this show. It was really my first true live experience. You see groups and bands locally, and that's fine. You maybe even go see some professional jazz or classical, or some musicals, that kind of thing. But that was probably the first true rock and roll band experience that I had. It was, like I said, it was U2, and that was just so fucking cool. Here, you know what? I'm glad I'm recording now because I actually will pull that up. It was called the U2 360 tour, and this was the fucking coolest shit. They had this crane. I probably can't play the shit because of copyright. Jesus Christ. Do they have a bigger picture? Here we go. Ooh. Oh, 2009? Really? Damn, was it before I was in high school? It must, yeah, holy shit. That wasn't 2009. Here, let me find. I'm looking for a producer to cut out this annoying ass time. Okay. Ah, fuck yeah. That is a great picture. Holy shit. Wow. Damn. Yep, I was there. I was there with my padre. Me and my padre. We were like over here. That was Nosebleed. That was a fucking Nosebleed show for sure. Oh my god, though. Fucking brilliant. I'll never forget, some guys were smoking a joint right in front of us. We had to leave. Because, you know, he was in a legal position. He wasn't going to, like, do anything, but... And then there was a... I remember there was this guy who was, like, drunk as fuck right behind us. And he started fucking with us. And my dad, like, turned around, like, grabbed him. He's like, hey, get the fuck out! Just started yelling at him, kicked him out. I thought it was ridiculous and just so funny. And it was like just that moment. They just started laughing his ass off. Oh, it was great. He didn't punch anyone or get physical. He just grabbed him and was like, you're being drunk. You need to get the fuck out of here. You know? Which is reasonable. Or not even get the fuck out of here. Just like, you know, you need to knock it the fuck off. I'll kick your ass or something like that. He probably wasn't as vulgar either. I'm just making him sound cool for a younger audience, I suppose. But yeah, that was a good show. That was a great performance. The Edge is the fucking shit. How he is able to use all those pedals and delays like on stage and just, you know, and that was the whole thing, is they were all able to spread out on this fucking. Let's see if we can get another picture here. I mean, you can't really see it. So yeah, I unfortunately was not down here. I mean, that obviously would have been the shit. But yeah, it was this whole 360 stage, this crane and everything, and they walked around the whole goddamn thing, had the... I wish I could play a video, but I can't because of copyright. But everybody go check that out. Like, look up YouTube 360 tour. Look at some videos. It's good. It's a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. You probably won't have as much fun watching the video as I did being there, unfortunately. Uh, I feel kind of, I don't know. What other fucking good father stories do I have? I don't really come from like a sentimental family. That's kind of the thing. Which I think is, you know, I'm not as pissed about it. No. I don't know. It's whatever. I guess the whole thing's kind of cheesy anyways. But, I mean, my dad's a good guy. Deep down. We don't agree. We don't agree 100%. Probably not even close. You know, but I think that's what I kind of appreciate that in a way. Cause, you know, fuck that, like, the thing that I always just like, oh my god, I can't fucking stand about and I'm generalizing here, obviously, but the people that, like, in rural areas who are it's just generations of, like, the same person. You know what I mean? Like, the farmer who has all the pigs and cows and the corn or whatever. And it's like that same fucking person for like 300 years. Just doing that one thing. Which has its utility too. But I guess what I'm trying to say is that I personally do not get along with those kind of people. Sorry. I'm an asshole, I know, but that's just how it is, I suppose. And I don't know. I guess I appreciate the fact that me and my father can be both good, different individuals, have different goals and aspirations and different outlooks in life and still be able to, have a beer. I remember I had a lot of those nights. That's last year. Moving back home after a divorce, which in my mind at the time was just pathetic. I was in a really bad spot. I didn't really want to do anything. I was not a good head frame. And I don't know. It was comforting to be able to get off. Excuse me. When I wasn't working very much and I was just kind of working part-time still, get into my groove, and they were still helping me out quite a bit. I remember a lot of those nights where my dad was just sitting down watching YouTube, watching back old. He's either watching back old music videos or watching his cable, or not his cable, his rerun documentaries, and sometimes the news, sometimes a church thing. And just having a beer with him, having a conversation, talking for 20, 30 minutes. Sometimes it got to be a little too much and I had to retire upstairs. Sometimes it was a little better. He would maybe drink and stay up a little later than he should have. My dad and I might have our differences, but I really do love him. So we're gonna take a break here. Chill out, mate. Yeah, we're gonna take a little break, and then we're gonna be right back. I'm gonna talk about some of my personal, not that I'm a father, but yeah. You'll see what the fuck's about to happen. So stay tuned, y'all. Be right back. Hello, everybody, and we have returned to the McAllister Hours, and I'm your host, as always, Colin McAllister. Yes, Father's Day, Father's Eve, really. It's like what? Oh, holy shit! It's like 8:30. Damn, it's late for a podcast, anyways, especially a solo one. I took a fucking I meant to take an hour nap and turn into a 4-hour nap. I woke up at 6:30. I was like, holy shit, I have a podcast to do still. Fuck. The person that was supposed to come on had a personal issue that came up that was, very reasonable. I actually, they wanted to come on, and I told them that I'm like, no, I don't want you on if I'm not gonna get to what happened. But for what happened, I told them, don't come on. That's fine. No hard feelings. We'll reschedule. Don't worry about it. We are flexible here at the McAllister Hours, fortunately. But yeah, so I was sitting here chilling, taking my little break, and I came across some footage, like some handheld footage. So I think we can play this. I don't know, when music starts playing, we might have to turn it off. But I just thought this was kind of cool. I'm gonna post a link to this. Also, in case anybody is curious. This isn't really going to be that exciting. Well, okay, here we go. So this, hell yeah, I remember. Here, let's mute the volume here. Just in case there's copyright. Just because YouTube is a fickle bitch. But you can see how fucking big this thing is. Holy shit. I remember that. Remember that video screen. Damn. I'm going to send my dad this. I'm going to do that right now, actually. So, yeah. So, you see that? There's a big tower at the top. Or, well, no, that was just behind it. That was the part of the stadium. But you can see that stage, how big that fucking stage is, how many fucking people there are. Oh my god. That was nuts. Here, you might as well, and then, obviously it gets later. Light show, all that shit. Yeah, man. The shit was fucking nuts. It's a good ass show. He's texting me. What the fuck does he want? It's weird. I'll send him that later. But anyways, that was the U2 360 show in Minneapolis that I so fondly remember me and my father going to. I mean, I have plenty of other memories of my father, but I mean, I think those two experiences were specific to me and him and I's relationship. It was specific to that. So I think it was important to impress upon that. Okay, so Dad, I love you, but fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. But I did because I was thinking about this day as well. Not to detract from my father or get personal or anything, but this is a podcast. We do cover a wide variety of topics. Excuse me. And although I've not been a father, within this last year, took a very dramatic shift into wanting to become a father. And it's something I've actually been thinking about a lot last month. Being a father. Like, it's something that it's really odd because I don't really know that many people my age who want to be a father, but I do. I mean, I can't handle it financially right now. I'm not with anyone that can that's a possibility to do that with. So it's not something that is probably gonna happen anytime soon. But it's interesting because I did want to be a father for a long time. No, I didn't. Not that I did. I didn't want to be a father for a long time. That's what I meant to say. I actually almost got a vasectomy. I think I've talked to a lot of men, and a lot of them older men, and not older, but like older, I guess, in my age, kind of, and they kind of said they went through that same thing. They like really wanted to get a vasectomy, and the thing is, they don't really like let people our age get vasectomies because they're like, you're fucking crazy, you know. I think there's like a certain bracket. So I didn't like really go through the process. I didn't really do it, but I was really considering it. I remember going to work. I'm like, I don't want kids. So that's the thing. When you're young, you're kind of like working, you're kind of like partying with your coworkers, and kind of in that environment. And then you're like, you see kids coming in. You have to deal with that. That really deters you from wanting kids because you see the bad. If you just see the bad aspect of having kids all the time, which is what is usually portrayed in this time and age. I mean, birth rates and everything are just like at an all-time low. I mean, people just aren't having kids like they used to, which is probably, arguably a good thing for the overpopulation. But regardless, that is something that for a long time I didn't want to do. I was not interested. Even when I met my ex-wife, and we were both like, you know, well, actually, she wanted kids probably before I did. So for like a long time, it was like she really wanted to have kids with me, like within that first little bit. And holy fucking shit, I'm so glad I didn't have kids. That would have made my situation way worse. It wouldn't have been a good life for them. And honestly, with both of our mental health issues, it just would not have been a good result genetically. So it was really for the best. But it is really a hard thing. You know, especially when, because here's the thing: I left a month. I left a month before I was gonna have kids, or before we were gonna have kids. Before we talked and planned October. That was when we were gonna start. And I left a month before that. Thank fucking God. Holy shit. But I was thinking about that today. I was like, if we had started in October, and which is unlikely, and she had gotten pregnant in October, I would be a father by now. That was really weird. was taking a bath. I was taking a bath this morning, and that thought came across my mind. And I was just like, what the fuck? That is really weird. That's really bizarre. It's weird. It's weird to think how far you can come. You know, I'm going to go a little off track here, a little off tangent, but I'm even going to relate this to what's going on right now with Black Lives Matter and with everything with, maybe not COVID, I don't know, politically. It's that people change, man. People can radically change. A lot of people won't. A lot of people find themselves at an early age and they stay that way. That's just how it is, and that's really sad. But for people who are just kind of like throwing it out there, people who are not really like taking the time and thinking about, I mean, you fucking change. I've fucking changed. In like the last 3-4 years, holy shit. My life has drastically taken a 360. Not, well, 180 is what I meant to say. But in a sense, it is 360 because I'm divorced. No, just kidding. But no, it's interesting. So anyways, I was going to get into what the occurrence of what happened as to how I wanted to become a father. And this isn't really something we need to talk about for a long time, as much as I'm already talking about it. But it's something I think it's important. And kind of something I want to touch upon. As dumb and stupid as some people might think this is a very important experience for me. So it would have been probably, no, it would have been later in the year. So probably July, August of last year. I found myself alone somehow at home. I don't know if I was unemployed at the time, currently for that short period, or what. But I was in a living situation where I was with my now ex-wife and her brother. We were all living together in this small town in South Dakota. And we had a lot of acid, say the least. And I decided, I shouldn't say a lot of acid. We had a surplus. So I decided to take some on my day off. And it was a really weird, like, just solo trip. And it actually, like, started out really uncomfortable. Like, I had to, like, kind of actively calm myself down. I took a shower. I played, what's the fucking song by The Doors? Riders of the Storm. I played Riders of the Storm by the Doors. I laid in my bed naked and just, like, melted into the bed, essentially. Really weird experience. That was like probably I was honestly probably like one of the first times I like really managed to like truly calm my anxiety. Oddly enough, it's weird because like, okay, I'm going off on a fucking tangent about LSD. I don't care. For me, drugs affect people differently, so don't think this is necessarily gonna be the case for you. But when I ingest LSD, there are times where I am more than extremely anxious. Like, just almost borderline panic attack at points. Duncan Trussell, he used a term I listened to in a podcast of his recently that I really enjoyed. And it was a challenging trip. That because I think it's true. There is a stigma behind having a bad trip. I don't think it's really possible to have like, I mean, unless you end up in jail and some crazy fucking shit happens, I think it's really hard to have a truly bad trip. I think the term should more so be challenging trip. You take this and you're going to deal with some obstacles. But the thing people don't realize is although those experiences are kind of freaky at the time when you're experiencing it, you can really use those as tools for your regular life. And I felt like in that experience that I had, I managed to do that with my anxiety. I really, for the first time, like managed to grasp onto me. I mean, being on LSD probably helped, obviously, but I managed to grab onto that music and literally, I felt like it washed over my body. Like I was on a shore and waves were just coming up. and like it just waved my anxiety away, and like starting in my chest, where my chest right here, especially where you can feel my biceps. Not that I really have biceps, but they're technically there still. I feel that tighten up. That's like when I have anxiety, that's the worst thing for me. So from there, just a calming feeling just like erupted throughout my whole body. I just it was like I was on cloud 9, if you will. And I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that is an experience that I don't think I can take back. Well, obviously I can't take it back, but I mean that I would take back ever. I think so. Okay, so that experience happened. I happened to have a movie that I rented from the box called First Man, and to this day, great fucking film. Not the best of all time, but Ryan Gosling's acting is just noteworthy. Potentially, I thought it was Oscar worthy. I don't know. I don't think he won anything, but it was fucking amazing. It was great. But in this film, so it's about Neil Armstrong. It's about the moon and all that. It is at the base level about that. But what I found the film to really be about was about family. It was really watching Ryan Gosling and not Ryan Gosling. What's the joke where you watch a movie and you don't even think of the characters' names, you just think of the actor? I don't know. This always happens to me. But anyway, so Neil, good old Neil, his whole thing was like his relationship kept getting tested because it was the time where there was a lot of political unrest about the rocket launch, and he was, it was dangerous. People were dying in the fucking ship. And there was tension between him and his family, and eventually him going to space was really bad. Like for that, I think did he have the unborn daughter? I don't fucking remember. That might have been a big part of it. Fuck. God damn it! I need. That's why I need a producer. Okay, he did have an unborn child. Okay, I thought that was like a big... What? Oh, that was just a Seattle lawyer. That was so fucking weird. I was like, what? I thought the article was saying that he had a baby. Like a baby was born when he landed. I'm like, what? When he landed on the moon? What the fuck? Like that Neil Armstrong had a baby. And I was like, I didn't remember that happening in the movie. What the fuck? What was that? What was that part then? I don't fucking know, man. I don't remember. There was something that happened with a kid. I don't know if I thought maybe he had lost a kid, but maybe it was just the kid they had. But like, there's a scene at the end where he's like on the moon outreaching to his kid. I remember just fucking bawling, like losing it. I remember just like having the emotion and that raw feeling where I was like, yeah, I want to have fucking, I want to have a fucking kid. Like, not I want to, like I need to have a child. Like this is something that like, and that sounded really fucking like tyrannical and rapey. I'm realizing I need to have a purebred son to carry my sperm, my genetics throughout generations. Warlords. No, I'm not on that level at all. But yeah, I think it'd be interesting to dive into that further with like an expert. I don't fucking know. Molly's kind of well, she's not really an expert. You're not an expert until you have a kid, right? Fuck, I have Kate. Well, fuck, we're gonna have Katie on. Katie, hopefully, I still need to talk to her and confirm all that shit, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. Fuck. Well, no, she probably wouldn't. God damn it, she probably would be free tomorrow, maybe, or that day. Could give it a whirl. Oh, fuck! I'm going for an hour. Probably more like 40 minutes in podcast time. I don't know. So I had notes for. I told stories of Pops. I told my weird psychedelic story with when to become a father. Oh yeah, and then so that happened, and then we wanted to have kids, and then shit happened, and I left. That's all we're gonna talk about. Who even fucking cares, man? You know that's the whole thing about divorce. Sure, you can go look back in moments and be like, "Well, that was fucked up." Either the situation was fucked up, what you did was fucked up, what she did was fucked up, what someone else did might have been fucked up, or just like crazy shit. Not even crazy shit, like good shit. You know, fuck. It's fucking raw, man. Life sucks and then you die. Wisest words I ever heard. Quick anecdote. When I went to private school back in Northwest Iowa, I had this librarian in like kindergarten through. Well, no, it would have been like just so like my school is really weird how it was set up, and going back and thinking about it economically, it was really stupidly set up. The school actually ended up eventually shutting down, merging with a bigger Catholic private school because it just wasn't very well run. But yeah, so there was a building in a town that hosted, I think it was kindergarten through second. But like, though, it wasn't just like a town. It was like a town that was like fucking way out there. It was like half hour away from everything else. It was ridiculous. You had to take this long ass bus ride all the way out there, and that was always a fucking nightmare. Like dealing with kids for like a half hour straight. Oh my god. Or longer probably, because you had to drop everybody off too. There were the kids that there was the plastic spoon kids. It's fucking terrible. Oh shit. But okay, yeah. So there was that. There's the building kindergarten through second. It was in a town called Hospers. You know what's really funny? I'm gonna look this up too. That church actually just got burned down. Funny enough. God. I thought this was the fucking. Oh, it was a controlled burn. Okay, never mind. I fucking laughed my ass off. So that was where I went to. This is. I don't know. I'm fucked up. I love seeing my old school in flames. That's why I always wanted it to be. Okay. Whew. Shit. Hospitals fired. An EMS held a controlled burn of the former Spalding Catholic School in the Sioux County community of about 700. The brick facility was phased out during the 2012-13 year. Wow. So so it stayed like uninhabited for that long. Wait. Okay, so they probably didn't burn down the church though. The church is probably still there. That's the part I would have really wanted to get burned down. Oh my god, what the fuck? I'm fucking evil. I swear to God. What, like, who fucking gets joy out of that? That's gotta be the fucking basement. Yeah, it's weird. So kindergarten was in the fucking basement. So there was the basement where there was kindergarten. And then, like, the second floor was, like, the fucking... yeah, that's right. Okay, so kindergarten was on the basement floor. First... was it... That's right. Okay, so it was kindergarten through third was there. So it was... The basement was kindergarten. First floor was first grade and third grade. Second floor was the dungeon... that was taught by this fucking cunt. I can't remember her name, but fuck her. She's probably dead by now, in all honesty. I still remember that shit. You were a bitch. But like most of my teachers, I'm sorry. Even by today's standards, I don't hate them personally. I don't have a vendetta against them. Whatever. There were people doing their job, and that's fine. I don't really care. I'm not going to seek him out or anything like that. Whatever. All I got to say is, from an adult perspective, you did not take your job very seriously. And if you did, it was in this crazy, weird way that was just not healthy for anyone. So fuck you. That logic doesn't sound very sound, but that's very sound. But that's how I feel, okay? That's how I feel. But yeah, it's a good joy. It's a joy. Holy shit. Seeing it all burn down. So yeah, and then there's the church, which I'm assuming they didn't burn down. The church next door had a basement, or probably still has a basement, where it was the cafeteria, and then it was also the gymnasium. It was like split up. I remember people would always be playing ball and shit, and ball would like hit the shit in the cafeteria, like spillware, people fucking clean and shit. That's like a total 9/11 shot right there. Oh my god. So that was the start of it. So that's probably a better picture of what it looked like. And it's really so that top level it was so dirty. That building was so disgusting. There would be like ladybugs. That'd be like 100 ladybugs at least, like crawling in that. You'd look up, and there'd just be ladybugs fucking swarming in that window. Ugh. Disgusting. Wow, that was a trip down memory lane. Holy fucking shit! I forgot that got burned down. Oh. So yeah, that's where I went to school in kindergarten through third grade, and then they switched. Well, okay, so then I did 4th through 6th grade in another town, another small building, very similar, but it was just one floor. And yeah. And then I transferred to public school. And I did that. That was 2 buildings. That was... Well, no. Yeah. So that was 2 buildings. That was middle school, which is the regular 6th through 8th, and then high school, which is, high school. Fuck! I've been rambling for way longer than I thought I would. Honestly. I don't know. Do I really have anything else to say about fathers? Or about anything? I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about fathers? What are some stories with your fathers? Put them in the comments. Fucking have a dialogue. I fucking respond. I love that kind of shit. I love talking. You can, if you even want to talk to me, go on the fucking Discord. We can have a straight conversation about fathers. If your father was a fucking asshole, we can talk about that shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that happened. I love my father, but he was kind of an asshole too. So I get it, man. But we're not here to talk ill about fathers. Today's Father's Day. Today we appreciate the men who have been there. Because you and I know that there are plenty of people who would not be there for their kids. Who would rather be doing other shit. So for the men who are there, working, grinding, doing what they can for their fucking kid, sacrificing their fun and their livelihood and all that shit to be a good father, like, I fucking salute you, man. You're doing well. And the people who are in the music game and the rap game here who are able to be a father and still do that kind of stuff, I mean, fuck, you deserve more kudos than fucking anyone. And well, maybe not anyone. Sorry. Fuck, you deserve a lot of kudos, man. You do a lot. Good fucking you, man. And I think on that note, fuck it. Let's end this shit. I might just try to have this be up by the next day. All right. You have been watching /listening to the McAllister Hours. As always, I gotta stop saying, what is it?
That's about the dumbest question in the world, obviously.
Where's my bra?
That's about the dumbest question in the world, obviously.
There we go. Bra. Wow, that was way too elaborate. Okay. Good thing I don't have a beer in my hand, right? Fuck. If I had a beer, maybe I'd be like, shut the fuck up. Okay. Anyways, the McAllister Hours podcast. Next episode, I think it's probably gonna be another solo episode, unless I can get someone to come and bullshit for an hour. Short notice, so maybe not, but we'll try. We'll see what's going on. Otherwise, stay tuned. We have other guests planned. This isn't just gonna be me the rest of the time. So, all right, everybody. Peace out. You all have a good night. Stay safe. Stay sane. There's a bunch of crazy shit going on. Like I said, check out Discord. Check out Patreon. Check out YouTube. Check out Spotify. Check out Twitter. All that fucking bullshit. Oh, wait. One thing before we sign off here. I did consolidate everything. So all my social media is now more geared towards McAllister Hours. So yeah. That's all, bitches. You all have a good fucking night. Y'all have fun chilling out, vibing out, hanging out. I rapping freestyle now. Yeah, bitch. All right. Peace out.